This is Meet the Board, a My Québec City podcast profiling the board of directors at Voice of English-speaking Québec. In this episode, Amanda Heath, vice president of the board, talks about moving from Newfoundland to Québec City with her Québécois partner, working in our English school system, the hobby that makes her feel most comfortable here, getting involved with VEC, and how eye-opening that has been, plus advice for newcomers from someone who's been welcomed and now welcomes. So Amanda, what's your story?
Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm originally from Newfoundland, St. John's area, and I've been living in Québec City since 2016. It'll be 10 years this December 1st. Traditionally, as some of them say, I came here for love. I met someone in Newfoundland who is from here. He was there on a work contract and his contract ended, and he asked me to come here. And with my work at the time, I was able to move. It wasn't an issue. And then I ended up moving while I was pregnant with our first child. I work at St. Foy Elementary School with CQSB, and I've been there the last 4 years. Before that, I was at Holland. I'm actually a readaptation officer, so I get to work with students on emotions, regulating emotions. If there's a situation that comes up and they need someone to talk to, I get to help be there for those students, and I love it. I love my job. So this is something really new. I was invited last summer by a mom from my son's baseball team at the time. He plays for Baseball Beauport, and there was a mom on the team who played broadened, softball, slow pitch. She was looking for a replacement, so I replaced for a few games, and I've been playing ever since, actually, surprisingly. Never played before in my life, but it was an all-women's league, and the women who play were really open and willing to let me practice my French and very accepting. Just that sense of community and openness really spoke to me, and I've been since then playing on a team all winter in Stade Canac in the Dome, and then I just started with Fast Pitch this summer. They've opened a new team, so I joined Fast Pitch for a change. And I also played on 2 other slow pitch teams on other days that I'm not playing Fast Pitch. It was the nurse at the Jeffrey Hale who showed up to my house for my first baby visit, who gave me the baby book bag that they give for new English moms when the Jeffrey Hale nurse goes for a home visit. And I remember that day looking through information and seeing these baby chats and these breastfeeding cafes, baby feeding cafes, they call them now. And it was the moment that I decided to get uncomfortable and to show up with my baby, knowing nobody, that got me involved at VEC and got me involved in the English-speaking community in general. From that moment on, I kind of volunteered as a mom back then as doing paint nights or I would volunteer at activities. And I had a friend who was on the board and a board member position opened up. So then I had joined. This is now my 3rd term. And for me, it is about giving back because these experiences gave so much to me that I think it's important when we have the opportunity that we give back to our community that, although seems small at times when you first get here, you learn really quickly how big and how far we reach. When we have these events like Springfest, when you attend, if you're a board member and you have that name tag on, you get into these really fun conversations with just regular community members that you wouldn't have had these conversations with to begin with. So a really good example is I had met a woman who had worked at an English school for years and she had retired. And some of the stories she could tell me about the time when she worked at that school and what it was like working for the school board then was phenomenal. But I wouldn't have had that experience or those opportunities. So I think every time that opportunity comes, it's great because you're learning about other people's experience in something that maybe you're living in right now or you're looking to get into. So I think that's probably the most surprising. The other one is the level of advocacy that VEC kind of does and having those open ears for the community. Before being a board member, I didn't know that level of advocacy and that purpose. I didn't really know much about the history of it. Now that I'm more involved in it, I'm seeing firsthand a lot more of the harder conversations that happen. And I couldn't be more proud to be part of something like that. I think I would have kind of 2 ideas for advice. One would be to not assume anything. Having my experience as a newcomer and being super shy and nervous about trying to speak French and being involved in things outside of the English community, I think me having those pre-assumptions prevented me a long time. Maybe I would have found softball sooner. I don't know. And I think being willing to get uncomfortable by trying something new, whatever that looks like, whether that's within the VEC activities, whether that's with Jeffrey Hale partners, I think the sooner that you can be willing to just put yourself out there, the sooner you're going to start to make connections. And those connections are going to be what makes Quebec, if you're planning to live here for quite a while, feel a little bit more like home.